Shit, I guess we started the show. What's crack-a-lacking, y'all? Welcome to the Memechel Jackson Show. I'm your host, Memechel Jackson. I don't know how long my voice is gonna last, but we gonna give this shit a shot, man. Uh, Steph, you feel free to call at any time. I guess I can hit the button, but I don't feel like calling you. You call me. Um, Man, we got a live show. My voice sounds terrible. We got a pretty live show. At some point, Cheese is gonna come by, and then she'll be on the show. Steph is gonna call in, or I'm gonna call her. We'll have her on the show. Baidar has some adjustments to his work schedule. My man's got to be at work, so he won't be here tonight. James is on doing fatherly stuff, doing his fatherly duties, basketball practice and all that good stuff. So shout out to James and all the fathers. But James not joining us tonight, but we'll see him on Thursday. Like I said, we're going kind of back to the old school. It's just me for a little bit. But she says that she's on her way. So we will have at least one guest and shit. This is the week of the coronavirus, I feel like, because it shit's cracking off at my job. People are panicking, and we got people out in the state of Washington dying and this and that. And then it just so happens that my allergies have flared up all at the same damn time. And for some strange reason, people seem to think that if you have allergies, that also means that you just have the coronavirus. I don't know where these people get that shit from. If anybody that works for me is watching, fam, I don't have the coronavirus, all right? My allergies flared up. I overworked myself. I'm exhausted. That's all it is. I'm just worn out. So, no, I don't have the coronavirus. I can understand and appreciate that people are like concerned, but like, come on, people, be serious. Just wash your damn hands. That's the title of the damn episode. Wash your damn hands. It's that simple, man. Let me call Steph real quick since she out here fooling. Probably not even watching the live stream. Let's see. What's your phone number? All right. We're dialing in to get Steph on the phone. Shit.
Hello.
What's crack-a-lacking, Steph? Say hello to everybody. You're live on the Memechel Jackson Show.
Hi, guys.
There's no one listening to this except you.
No.
Yo, I'm dead. Yo, you know what though? We got to get into it. We're another week into it, and we still have thousands upon thousands of people who like these memes, but these dust bunnies don't want to share the show. Is it because I'm wearing a headband? Do I need to cut my hair? Is that the problem? Should I be less ugly or something? What's the deal? Steph, you can hear me? See?
Yes, I do. Sorry,
Steph,
I'm trying to get the
kiddos.
I muted myself for a second. I'm having them go out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because this show is not for children. This is an adults only show. I want to make that disclaimer so people understand. If you have your kids watching that and they take anything from this show and they repeat that shit at school, that's your fault. It's not my fault. But anyway, Steph, why are we not getting a lot of shares on the content? What's the deal?
I'm not sure why. I know that I keep sharing it and tagging people and
excuse me. I didn't do shit online today. Today was one of the days where I didn't come to school today. I took the day off. I didn't feel like people deserve to get memes from me today. So.
Oh, you put people in timeout?
Pretty much. So if niggas were looking for memes, they didn't get them from me today. They got them from somebody who's, a second string type of person. They're not a starter like me. I'm taking plays off today. I got tired of this shit. No, but for real, I ain't gonna lie. I say this, it doesn't bother me because I get it and I understand we're a new show. All this shit is new. It's a process. It takes time. I fully understand that. But I cannot for the life of me comprehend how people can get on there all day. And you saw it when I came back from prison, Facebook prison. But when I came back from prison, people were like, oh my God, I missed you. My timeline, what would it be without you? Da 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 da, all this shit. But then when we post the show, these same people, they don't post the show. So if something
I literally went into the comments on your post and posted the show.
If something's wrong with the show, provide feedback. But it seems like all the feedback we get about the show is pretty good. I'm just confused.
It's an awesome show.
It's all right.
I think we're cool, right?
Nah, man. I think it's cool. James is dope. Badar's dope. You're dope. I mean, I'm dope. Shit. Cheese is dope. All the guests we've had on are dope. Like Sherry's hella cool. Shit. Everybody. I don't see what the problem is.
No. I don't think there is a problem. I need to work more on getting it out in other ways, possibly.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help it or do anything that we're already not doing to make the shit pop more.
I say just keep doing what we're doing and eventually we'll get there.
You know what? I figure like this. Maybe what I need to do, and anybody that's listening to the live stream, don't worry. We're talking for about another minute and then we're going to actually intro the show. You probably get annoyed because I'm talking on the damn phone, but I don't care. This is my show. Obviously, you're watching it for a reason because you like to look at me. I'm pretty cool. You know, it is what it is. Something fooling in my face. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry. But anyway, we're trying to burn time until we intro the show. But either way, Steph, we're obviously pretty dope. And we want to keep doing what we're doing. But I don't know, man. Maybe we need to have some higher profile guests on the show, maybe. Maybe I need to start working on that.
I mean that would be maybe bring, maybe people would be, I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't have to do that though.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I don't really care about. We'll figure it out. But anyway, anybody's tuned in. Welcome to the Memechel Jackson Show. Shit. Let me turn up, man. We about to get the show going. Hold up. Yo, man, let me cut that off, man. Welcome to the Memechel Jackson Show. If you're listening live on Track Talk Radio, I hope you can hear me because my voice is starting to go out. No, I do not have coronavirus, okay? Your man has not traveled outside of the country.
Have you been tested?
Tested specifically for coronavirus? No. Yes. But I feel like by now, if I would have had it, I would know. Because I probably would have already been on the news already. But I have a feeling it's not coming for black people like that. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to the Memechel Jackson Show. We are live on Track Talk Radio and we're live streaming on the YouTube channel. Like I said, today it's March 3rd. People, it's already March. We got a lot of big changes coming up for the show. Let's see. Mainly just location. Yeah, we're moving the show currently right now. Tonight we're in Kirkland, and then usually on Thursdays we're at the barbershop. We might still continue to do that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But going forward, we might be actually in the Seattle area, and so we're gonna turn it into our own little studio and try to. I want this shit to get popping so much that in 15 years, they take the place that I'm about to start recording at and they turn it into a museum. It'll be the smallest museum you ever seen in your life because it's only like a It's basically about as big as a jail cell, but it will still be a lit museum. And you know what? When I pass away, they might even have my body just in there chilling in the corner, sitting on a chair with my Jordans on and all that shit. Steph, you ever seen how they do that with people? Like now, like if one of your homies pass away, you can have them like just sitting upright in a chair with like their legs crossed and shit. And then like you can go to you never seen that before? If you live, you can Google it, right? You can go on and you can see pictures of people who have had like, like the wake or whatever they call it, where you go view the body. I don't know. I don't hang around with people like that. So I don't know. I've been to one funeral and I can't remember the term specifically. So I don't mean to be disrespectful, but the part where everybody get to come see the person, you can set it up to where whoever you're, doing this for is not actually in the casket. They can be like sitting out like on a chair. And I seen one where they had, I'm not laughing, obviously.
I just Googled it. Oh my God.
Yo, look at some of those pictures because I swear I'm not laughing at them passing away. Obviously, that's tragic. And we wish that these people were here with their families. But some of these setups I've seen where they have my man in a do-rag, his Jordans, the freaking aviator sunglasses. It was like a whole thing, bro. I couldn't believe it. And they were like, yo, he looked like a wax figure. So that's what it looks like. It looks like you got people at the freaking wax museum. So
yeah, this lady is sitting in a chair with a bottle of wine.
Yes, I'm telling you. It's wild.
A cigarette in her hand.
Yep.
Like in a living room with party lights.
Exactly. So when I go out, I'm going to be like in my basketball gear or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that idea. It's going to be lit. All right. Anyway, so thank you for tuning in. We're on Track Talk Radio. Cheese has just arrived, so she'll come join the show in a little bit. Steph, what's our first topic? Are we going to talk about the dude who was pretending to be that singer guy? What's Buddy's name?
Yeah, I looked it up and I found that that's a hoax.
It's a hoax.
Yeah, I guess that whole Facebook page is a hoax page.
That jailhouse photo looked real though.
So I read an article so basically they're saying that Ronnie Williams Jr. went to 3 different churches impersonating Ed Sheeran and was performing for $35 in a sandwich, right? So I wanted to get an update on it. And it turns out that it's a hoax. It's a fake page, like where they make up stories about people.
Oh, that's stupid funny.
Yeah.
I like that his fees. So if you're tuning in and you couldn't really hear Steph, we found out this article we're going to talk about ended up being fake. We're glad that we actually started like looking into a lot of these like well beforehand, so we don't look completely stupid. But basically, they had a jailhouse photo of some dude, and I guess the article they put with it is that this guy was going around impersonating Ed. Is it Sheeran or Sheeran? Fuck is this nigga's name?
Ed Sheeran, I think.
Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. I've only heard the guy sing one time. He's on the new Eminem album. His hooks and all that ain't that bad. And I know, shout out to fans of the show, Just Jeff. Just Jeff was speaking very highly of Ed Sheeran. But when you see the guy, you're not thinking that this Ed Sheeran character is a guy who gets money and probably gets girls. He looks like he lives in his mother's basement, but he's getting money. And apparently there's some guy who kind of looks like the Great Value version of him. And he figured why not try his luck at trying to impersonate this dude and try to make some money. The only problem is the article lists his fees as that he was performing for churches, and not churches chicken, but like actual churches. He was performing for $35 in a sandwich. So I guess people got a little suspicious because they're like, why is Ed Sheeran hitting us up for sandwiches? Apparently the article's fake. Not a problem, but I'm kind of disappointed. I wish it was real because I feel like if it was real,
I know.
Yeah, we would get a little bit more enjoyment out of it if it was actually real. Like there's a real guy who's pretending to do some dumb shit like that. That's funny.
So that is a real mugshot. It's just not that guy.
Oh yeah. That mugshot is definitely real. Yeah. There's no doubt about the mugshot is real. All right. Well, since that story's fake and that ruined the start of the show, well, no, I already ruined that by talking excessively about shit that didn't matter. But what's our next little story?
CBS re-signs Tony Romo as NFL analyst.
So you know what's crazy, man? I did want to talk about this because I thought it's wild to me that like, so we were celebrating Stephen A. Smith like 6 months ago for getting a raise. Oh, and sorry, Cheese, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you. I don't know why you're sitting so far away. If you want to be heard on the radio, you're gonna have to come at least sit next to the microphone. Steph, Cheese is here. Are you not trying to get on? Because y'all think I have corona. Okay, well, fuck you niggas then. All right, we'll sit over there then. Anyway, Cheese is on the show. But anyway, we're talking about Tony Romo just signed this crazy deal. But now I'm bringing up Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith, for the long time, was working with like the Philadelphia Inquirer. And he worked his way up through doing 76ers games and then got on ESPN. He's put in years and years worth of time. My man just got a new contract and we were really celebrating him because I think his deal was like $8 million a year. And we're like, okay, yeah, exactly. Getting that money. We respect it. Then I see this article the other day. It says CBS is giving Tony Romo $17 million a year to do their football games. Now I'll say this. And if everybody commentating football games outside of maybe, and I'm saying people that are just on there every week who aren't the worst, but are at least consistent enough to not be fired, you're making Tony Romo get paid more than like Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Gary Daniels, Vern Lundquist. Like these are people who are on these networks for years and years and years. Tony Romo's been retired from the garbage ass Dallas Cowboys for about 5 years now, I think. He's been on TV for three seasons maybe. So my man's done this job for 3 years. Now he's getting $17 million a year. I think there's hope for me. If Tony Romo can get $17 million, there's got to be like 500,000 laying somewhere for me.
That's all you want.
Yeah, I'm not asking for a lot. Steph, we gotta try to work that out, man. If Romo can get 17 million, I need at least 500,000.
Okay.
And I know I'm not worth it, but
more than Tony Romo.
I mean, 3 years doing that job, and now all of a sudden he's getting 17 million a year. Oh, you know what's crazy? I almost just said something so disrespectful. This could be one of those things where, do you think Tony's, giving out favors under the table? Maybe.
How's he? Favors?
Oh, you know what type of favors I'm talking about? Because how you work the job for 3 years and then get 17 million?
What was he getting before though? Like how much of a raise was
that? But I will say this. In regards to how he can commentate football, and I obviously was just kidding about the favors under the table thing. We know Tony Romo's a stand-up guy. He's a good dude. I honestly, I think he might be worth the money. 17 seems like a lot for me. I could see him getting 13, 14, maybe 15 at max. Because the way he commentates the game, if you are a fan of football and you like hearing about X's and O's and hearing how he can predict the coverages and do all these things, like, I don't know, compared to the other commentators that we have, he's much better than most people. But I don't know, man. Paying somebody $17 million a year, he's making more than most of the players. And so players now have an issue with it because it's like, well, without the players, there's no commentators. So why is he making more than the coaches, more than the, like I said, the players, more than a lot of these GMs are making in a season? You got the guy who's only working on Sundays, maybe Thursdays to commentate football.
Yeah.
No, not even Thursdays because CBS don't do those games. So he's only working on Sunday. $17 million a year.
He works more than just on Sundays. He doesn't just show up Sunday and like there's prep work.
Nah,
there's other engagements.
Nah, I don't want to hear that.
You don't see him just one time on Sunday.
Nah, I know that's to be true, but we're gonna pretend as if he's only working one day a week for 17 weeks.
What would that be an hour?
I don't
figure out how many
even
Sundays there.
I don't even want to know what he's making per hour. Shout out to Tony Romo, man, getting that bag. 17 million a year. That shit's crazy. All right, Steph, what do we got next?
Just an FYI, that would be like 2,125,000 for 8 hours.
He don't even work 8 hours. He can only call one game at a time because you can't be in two places at once.
I just did a whole day.
You know how crazy that is? But think about that. That's a whole day's pay. Think about what he's just getting for the 3 hours.
Wow.
3 hours worth of work. Your Sundays have never been easier. I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it because I want to see people be able to finesse jobs like this. But this is crazy to me. 17 million a year. What do we got next?
That's crazy. Former Baltimore Mayor, Catherine Pugh.
Oh, yeah. Cheese, you hear about this Baltimore mayor getting sentenced to, what she get, like 5 years, 3 years?
I think it's 3 years in prison and then 3 years like home monitoring after that.
All right, so it says that this former Baltimore mayor sentenced to 3 years in prison for a children's book scam.
What?
Bro. Catherine Pugh sentenced to 3 years in prison on Thursday after it's found that she had been using her book, Healthy Hollies, to disguise hundreds of thousands of dollars as book sales and illegal donations. Damn,
using the
kids'
Catherine,
books
too?
You fucking goof. Excuse me. So it says she also used this tactic to evade taxes. Okay, so also trying to do your best Wesley Snipes impression. I like it. So she says she's 69 years old. She'll also have to serve 3 years of supervised release upon her release. Damn, pled guilty to federal charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and tax evasion. She'll have to pay back $411,948 in restitution and forfeit $669,688.
Forfeit it and pay back the forfeit? That's like $1 million.
First of all, I'll be like, listen, I'm not paying back and then also just opting to no longer have money. Difference? I'm not doing that. Yeah, they'd have had me messed up at that point. Steph, would you give back the money?
You gotta pick one.
Yeah, I feel like it should be one or the other. Like, do you want to either pay the fine or lose the money?
I feel like forfeiting is just like adding insult to injury. They're like, we're not going to take it for you. We're going to make you give it to us.
You know how crazy we just sound? We really just defended the lady who used the children's book as a way to scam money.
I mean, I'm not defending her. I'm
defending her to some degree. I don't think she should have to lose the money and pay back the money.
I think they should.
I mean, it's her book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If she made the book, then she has earned the money to some degree.
It's like a level worse though, too, because she used kids' books. Like, I wouldn't even be that mad about it if it were like adult.
Yeah,
books.
if you were like
something about the kids, like you probably have grandkids that now you're gonna have to visit in jail, and you used.
Because if you were just scamming, like like romance novels, like you're just getting over on horny singles. We don't care about that. But getting over on the kids, nah, player. We can't tolerate that.
Oh, part of it. I just read part of this article where it said that she was double selling the books and keeping many for self-promotion purposes and failing to deliver them to institutions they were purchased for, including the Baltimore City Public Schools.
Wow.
And then she used fund proceeds to fund straw donations to her campaign and buy a new house. So yeah, no, she's garbage.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
that's
she can
kind of
forfeit
a
her
problem. Yeah. Okay, so we were wrong. We didn't have all the facts of the situation. So now we think the lady's a scumbag. She should have to forfeit the money and pay the fees.
Yeah.
That was before we knew some of the details about how she finessed it and bought a new home and all that. You wasn't struggling, fam. So you did the wrong thing, and then you tried to continue to leverage it, and you fucked around. You got caught. So I do want to say this: in her picture, the picture they have of her, I see her shining with all the pearls and all that. Her hairstyle is awful. It's one of the bangs that she has. I don't like that.
Oh, it's terrible.
Her shit is terrible. I don't like that at all. And she looks like a scammer. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong to say. But
of course she looks like a scammer because that's like
Joanne the scammer.
She looks like a scammer though. Like, I don't know. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say it's easy for us to think that because we have the info.
Yeah.
And we're looking at her and then being like, yeah, I can see.
Because I also feel like she just like in another instance would just look like any politician that we see.
Yeah, she honestly she looks like a judge. What is she?
She does look like I think it's because of the pearls. Is that
Mayor.
Oh, because she was a mayor. Yeah. Because it kind of looks like that would be at the top of the little mayor, the judge outfit, whatever that little tablecloth they be wearing.
Yeah, it's not a tablecloth. But
what is that fabric?
I don't know, but
it just looks like a big ass cape with sleeves on it. I don't understand why they even wear that. Like they can't just wear a regular ass suit. Like we gotta wear a suit.
We gotta differentiate. We have to know they're more important than everybody wearing a suit.
Have you seen judges like in like Australia and like other countries? Have you seen the outfits that they be wearing? Yo,
no.
Steph, pull it up. Let me pull up one.
Where is it? In Australia?
I don't know. Like I think Australia was one where I saw one. Let's see how you spell that. ASAUS. Don't worry about that.
AUSTRAL.
No, I know that part.
I mean,
so
do they wear the wigs too?
I don't know about the wigs, fam, but if you look at the little like bow tie thing that they got,
I know.
Like look at that whole outfit.
Yes.
They were that whole outfit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This shit is crazy. Yeah. So like my thing is don't just put on the cape.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like, with the cape on, let's put a wig.
Exactly. Wear the fucking wig. Make that shit hot. You know what I'm saying?
Wooden shoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like represent the judges properly. Don't
roll up in a horse and carriage.
Exactly. Get you the horse and the carriage. Get all that shit. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. I like sunk into the couch. All right, what's next, man? So we got this lady. She's doing 3 years in prison, 3 years supervised something. She's a scumbag.
I got Katie wants to see marijuana be taken off the banned substances list.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, so Kevin Durant. Big shout out to Kevin Durant for all you hoop fans. He is still not back from tearing his Achilles. Hopefully he will be back soon. We wish him a speedy recovery. But he has come out and said that he would like the NBA to remove marijuana from its banned substance list. I like that idea.
It should just be legalized nationwide.
I think at this point, in 2020, why do we even care anymore? Why does the government care so much about like whether or not this plant is legal or illegal to smoke? People are smoking it any fucking way.
Fear
of what? Niggas selling out a Burger King in a night?
I'm just saying incorrect information that's disseminated.
Oh, I know, from like bald head cornballs like Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
You ever seen where
all the people they have in jail for minor crimes because of it?
Yeah, Steph, you gotta chill, fam. No one in here has coronavirus. All right, stop. Don't be texting me telling me I need to wash my hands and shit.
You do need to wash your hands.
That's the name of this episode: is wash your damn hands.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds. Sing the ABC.
Your elbow.
You know what? Next time I see you, I'm coughing right on your eyebrows. All right. Exactly.
Are you washing your hands for 20 seconds?
Yeah, I always do that now.
Do you count to 20? Sing the ABCs or happy birthday twice?
First of all, you got to remember that I've been working around nasty ass kids since I was 16.
Yeah.
If
well,
you
the nasty
don't
ass
wash your
kids
hands
don't
like
have
that,
the coronavirus. It's all the nasty ass adults.
Well, yeah, well, I'm saying I'm trained to be based on working with kids. I'm trained to wash my hands. Now, when I'm in the comfort of my own home, you know, sometimes I forget. But if I hit this one, I always wash my hands because you never know. You know, you don't want to have. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
not how coronavirus is transmitted through
obviously
poop particles,
not.
though.
I'm talking about using the bathroom, washing your hands. I'm not talking about corona because I don't have that. I don't care about that.
You might have it.
That's a fake illness to me at this point. Black people can't get coronavirus. That's according to the internet, and everything on the internet is true.
Where did you see that?
We talked about that shit last week on the show. Remember? I think me and James were talking about it being stupid because people were saying that shit, and it's probably true. Oh yeah, because last week that's when we were talking about how I was getting mad because it looked like people were reporting me again. But what it was is that the Facebook goons or whatever were scouring the internet trying to take down that post that said that Black people couldn't get coronavirus.
Yeah. Because
that's fake news. But it's on the internet, so it has to be real. Right?
Oh my God, no.
I don't know, man. That's what people tell me. All right, so anyway. What's our next topic, Steph?
LA County Sheriff's Department launched investigation after hearing about possible deputies sharing photos of Kobe's crash site, like detailed, gruesome photos.
Yeah, see, my thing is like this. Even if they're looking into it, you got to think like if you're taking those photos, any device that those cops are using belongs to the city. So even when they're taking those pictures and when they're sharing them, like the whole like, oh, we're looking into it thing. It's like, just go look at the fucking phone. It's on your phone. You own these phones. Your employees are misusing your company property. Take care of it. That's all it is. This doesn't even need, I don't want to read nothing. I don't want to see no fake ass little news conference. I think that shit is corny. And not even because it's Kobe. I wouldn't want that if it was like a family member of mine. Like, I don't want to know that people who are civil servants are sharing photos of where a family member of mine ended up dying in a horrific accident. Why would I want that? And you think for that family, you know what they're doing with them. They're going to try to sell them on the fucking internet. Because who doesn't want to pay $500,000 to see Kobe's dead body? You know people will pay that because that's how shitty humans are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, those police officers, fuck those guys. You're wrong for that because you wouldn't want people doing that to your family. And you know it too because everybody thinks that stuff like that is cool until it happens to them. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I hate this shit.
Yeah, I bet you do now.
Yeah, it's like we're all like that with everything. I'm like that with stuff. Like, I ain't going to pretend like I'm not, but.
Yeah, but that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. Very, very big deal. Yeah, I would be, I don't know, Vanessa's already on the warpath. You saw how she's suing the helicopter company and the pilot. Yeah, go ahead and sue all of them. Yeah. I would, because they were not doing the right thing.
No. Corona.
Bro, don't know what this allergies. Man, you know what? You better hope I don't have corona, because if I do, I'm coming back to haunt y'all when it's all said and done. When you hear cabinets in your house slamming, oh yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, all those jokes I was making on my man, that's him.
It's not gonna kill you.
Everybody keeps dying from it.
No, everybody does not keep dying for it. There's limited testing, so the amount of people that are showing up as dying, it's because we're only testing a limited amount of patients.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give a coronavirus update.
I don't want to talk about coronavirus.
I know you've been talking about it all day based off of the work that you do. So I appreciate you taking time to want to join the show. We're not going to discuss coronavirus. It's annoying.
Everybody's safe.
Just wash your hands.
It's similar to the flu. We're all just going to, stay home if you're sick, wash your hands. Masks don't do shit unless you're exhibiting symptoms. So everybody stop wearing masks and stealing them.
So listen, shout out to the greater Denver area. Apparently Denver doesn't have any reported cases of patients having coronavirus, but they do have reported cases of niggas robbing the hospital to steal surgical masks.
Yeah. People are taking them by the handful.
Like now they've had to literally hire on a security guard to guard the supply while they wait for the reorder.
Yeah.
And they had a doctor on there literally on the news. And I'm sorry I'm laughing because I know it's real. But she literally was pleading with people to stop going out and buying masks because they're pointless. They're
okay. So
go ahead.
Masks are useful, but they're gonna be most useful if the correct people have them. So
yeah,
if a patient who is exhibiting symptoms is masked and their care provider is masked, there's a super low level of transmission. So people need to leave them for the medical professionals and for the patients who are sick. If you are not sick and you're wearing it out and about, you're fine. You're also probably not going to get it from someone who is sick and out and about. You're going to get it in confined spaces. You're going to get it with someone who coughs in your face.
Yep.
So leave it for those people who got to take care of the people who are sick. Stop taking them.
Yeah. So that was what my point was when saying that it's pointless. Like if you don't have it, you wearing the mask is pointless. Like it doesn't. It's not going to stop.
You could wear a mask, go out and touch something, go home and feed yourself, and you're going to get it that way.
Yeah, exactly. The mask does nothing for you. So robbing the hospital, y'all are some bozos. But shout out to y'all for being brave enough to rob a hospital.
They're probably robbing them so they can go sell them.
Yeah, they're probably getting so much money for that.
Yo, imagine looking at a Craigslist ad and being like, y'all got 500,000 boxes of surgical masks.
I got some toilet paper too for all that.
$59.95 a box. That's probably how much they sell them for.
Damn.
That shit is crazy. But I don't think that story was on our list. That was one that I just happened to see because for like 5 minutes today, I watched 5 extra minutes of the news. I watched all on my own. I don't like it. I don't like the news because I don't feel like it's being delivered by somebody that's real. Everybody that's sitting up there seemed fake to me because they're just too stiff. Like they're reading it off the prompter. Oh my God! In other news, now the weather's forecasting this and that. And like, come on, man. Just be like, yo, my nigga, wear a jacket today because it might be a little bit cold. It might be a little bit hot. Might rain a little bit. Might snow a little bit. Just be prepared.
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Their places are extra sometimes.
So be for real about it. Don't give me that weak ass shit.
Especially the weather. I wish in Seattle they'd be like, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
today.
Just say you don't know.
Our best guess is that it's gonna be rainy, but there could be a period from 3 to 4 p.m. where it's just sunny as shit, and then it's gonna rain again.
Exactly.
And you live in Seattle, have a rain jacket and an umbrella in your car.
It's pretty simple. Just keep it real. Or like so tell me why I'm watching the morning one this one time. And you and I talked about this, how the girl went on and she like introed her own segment by talking about how she was planning to go to the gym that day. And she's the traffic girl. Why is the traffic girl telling me about her gym routine?
Because she wants you to know.
I don't give a shit about Jordan's gym routine.
Remember she was like, well, I didn't go to the gym
today
because I'm going to get a massage. And we were like, first of all, bitch, we don't care that you're getting a massage. And second of all, we don't get, like, she had to confess it. It was Father, I have sinned. I didn't go to the gym.
Exactly. I was like, we didn't care about that?
Who cares? She's like, well, I didn't, but only because I'm getting a massage later. Yeah. Also, a second piece of information we don't care about.
That shit was weird to me. How she came on and was like, oh, I didn't go to the gym today, but I am getting a massage.
You can tell, though, like, she works out a lot. So she needed to put it out there. People who work out frequently have to like, they're like,
yeah, this was like on the morning news for like, is it Cairo? Or is it the other one, Como?
People who work out every day are that, they're like vegans. Like they have to tell you that they worked out or didn't work out today or that they did or didn't eat.
Yeah,
like
listen.
You'll know.
I'm going to tell y'all, I did not work out today, and I don't feel bad about it at all.
Do you want to confess
So,
it?
Jordan, if you happen to watch my show, no one on here gives a shit whether or not I worked out, and I definitely didn't give a shit about whether or not you worked out.
She got a massage.
But she did get the see, and that's the thing is that now, how did the massage go? Was it because her performance the next morning on the news was not that great? So that massage must not have been that great.
I didn't even there's no follow up.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with it. No follow up, like because that was technically news. That was news about her. We got no follow up. It was barely even a story. What was the point of that? Exactly. We gotta get them off of there. So that's why I don't like the news, man. Like the one that I was watching today is like the one that's like prime time television. Like was it Good Morning America? Everybody sitting up there looked fake. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I don't like none of them. You know, my grandma told me if I don't have anything good to say, then say it when you're in the comfort of your own friends and own space. That's what I'm doing. I don't like.
Is that people. What your grandma really told you?
No, she never said that. But I made that last part up.
Yeah, I think that sounds suspect. I've never heard a grandma say that.
Could you imagine if someone's grandma actually told them that?
You know what? If you don't have anything to, I know, Grandma. Don't say anything. No, just say it at home.
Yeah, just say it by yourself, baby. No, shout out to my grandmother though. But like I was saying, I didn't like how even when the stories would finish, like they will cut to somebody else who's like off site doing a piece, and they'll cut to them. And then when the girl to the guy cuts back and like how fake like and concerned they sound, they're like, oh. Thanks, Joanne. Problems in South America. How about it, Tom? In other news, I'm like, come on, man. You know you don't care about that shit. Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And how they just switch from such a dark story.
We go from the darkest shit to
up next, we'll tell you where to get the best grilled cheese in town.
Yeah. So that's why, it makes me laugh when I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and they do pieces where they're doing the news. And they're going through the stories, and then the last one is like, how would you feel if a dog took your order at a drive-through? And then it'll cut into the show. I'm like, yeah, that shit's funny for like comedic effect, but like on real television, that shit sounds horrible. Mm-hmm. You guys are talking about how people are dying, and it's coronavirus this and coronavirus that. Talking about 9 people in Washington State are dead, and then all of a sudden you're trying to tell me about how. Dunkin' Donuts is handing out bags of bacon now. We talked about that last week.
What?
You didn't hear that? Oh my gosh, yeah. So last Thursday we talked about on the show. Yeah.
Bags of bacon?
They're literally Dunkin' Donuts is just selling bags of bacon.
So I went to this, I forget what it's called now, at Century Link Field a couple years ago. It was like, it wasn't bacon and burp. It was bacon, I don't know, something about bacon and beer. I don't know. But they had
like one of those festivals?
Yeah, what is it? Something, I don't know. But they had a food truck that literally just was giving out cups of bacon. Just cups of bacon. And it was the greatest thing. I went there 2 or 3 times, I think. Probably. But I think that you could really and then another food truck had bacon dipped in pancake, and then the pancakes were like bacon dipped pancake sticks. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Yeah. And then it was so good.
Steph's thinking about opening up a food truck Strictly bacon.
There's a lot of options.
But this is bacon and beer classic. I just looked it up.
It was bacon, eggs, and kegs. Bacon, eggs, and kegs.
Why are you screaming?
Because I just remembered.
I'm glad you remember. Bacon, eggs, and kegs. I like it. Yeah, I think that's a genius idea. But at the same time, I don't feel that idea is better than the idea of having a place that sells peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't know why people don't like that idea.
Because it's not that hard to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but to make bacon correctly and add a mass amount.
Because it's hard to make a turkey sandwich. It's hard to
Where are you
cook
just
bacon?
getting a plain old turkey sandwich?
Subway?
No, they've got more shit on that, and you direct how it's made. So if you don't like the end product, that's your fault.
I'm telling you, you can have real success with a shop that sells peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Only?
Jellies, jam, I mean, come on, preserves, come on. All different types of breads, crunchy, creamy. There's got to be like a whipped version. Marshmallow.
Are you a creamy
Nutella.
Peanut butter?
Nutella? You hate Nutella.
I hate it, but it's not for me. It's for the customers.
But that's not peanut butter and jelly. That's Nutella and jelly. Now we're expanding. Now we're beyond peanut butter and jelly.
Subway used to serve pizzas, fam.
Used to. Keyword. Used to. And they
Everything's with the
stopped.
shot.
Why?
They do breakfast too. Steph, what were you asking? I'm sorry.
Are you crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Creamy. I don't mind crunchy, but it depends on what company does it. Like, who's got good? Like Skippy has good crunchy peanut butter because it's still a little bit creamy, and then you get the added effect of like having, the crunchiness factor. But like, excuse me, just
I hate the crunchy. I can't stand.
Yeah, like just crunchy peanut butter. All it does is destroy the bread. So I'm not a fan of that. Matter of fact, we probably need I need you to draft a letter for me so I can express my displeasure to Jeff. I'm a peanut butter and jelly connoisseur, so I don't appreciate the fact that their crunchy peanut butter just destroys bread like it's nothing.
Did you see that Jif came out with like a limited number of cases that were spelled GIF because everybody keeps confusing GIF and GIF?
I did see that. Shout out to Jif. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Peter Pan peanut butter is probably the best. And I used to eat that as a little kid.
What?
My grandmother would always make my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Smucker's jam and Peter Pan peanut butter. Greatest sandwich ever. And she made it with 2 knives. That's where I picked that up. Don't roll your eyes at me. Listen, people, I'm telling you this. You people that take the knife, you get the peanut butter, and then you don't clean that knife and then use that same knife and dip it in your jelly or jam, you're disgusting because it makes little chips of peanut butter in the jam that ends up on your sandwich, and it's fucking gross, all right? I hate that shit. You make my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you use 2 knives. And if I catch you only using 1 knife and I don't see you clean it, we're going to have a problem. I'll make you remake that shit. I'll literally throw it in the trash in front of your face. I'm that serious about it. So try me if you want to. What's our next topic, Steph?
We got after 35 years, Chuck D has kicked Flavor Flav out of public area.
You know what's weird is that I figure like when we stop buying your music, when we stop recognizing you musically and your talent was music, your group's done then. So to find out that they were still actually a group, that was news to me. 35 years. I mean, it's impressive though, 35 years. I did read the tweets between Flavor Flav and Chuck D. I thought it was funny because it's weird to see people fire people on Twitter. Because you know how you can only use so many characters. And so I feel like when you write the first tweet, it probably takes a long time because you're like, I got to use my characters wisely. And Chuck D just kind of got right to the point and was like, we wish him well. Thank you for your service, and it was done. Like, so we had characters to spare. It was very easy for him, almost as if Flav had already been fired, and maybe he was just kind of like, look, I've told you guys this before. Like, he's not involved in this. Flav seems to think that he's not fired because it's a partnership. But I don't know. All of Chuck D's people say that he owns all the rights to their name and all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're fired, bro. I will say the only thing I've ever liked about Flavor Flav, two things. He gave us one of the funniest TV shows of all time that actually led to the second funniest reality TV show, but led to the second funniest reality TV show of all time. And then he is the reason for the all-time greatest roast joke that I've ever had, where he was a part of the roast for some actor. And then when the people come out and they talk about everybody that's there, and then they talk about the person they're roasting, when somebody got up and they called Flavor Flav an oily cadaver. And I remember seeing that and thinking to myself, like, I probably was literally on the floor laughing my ass off hysterically for an hour because I couldn't get over how funny that was. Because as soon as they showed him, Flav is so black and the lights were so bright in that place and he was sweating, he looked like oil was dripping off of him. But he also looks like a dead body. So those are the only three things Flavor Flav is good for. That joke, creating the show that New York had, and then having his own show, which had New York on it.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, Flavor Flav wears a big clock. He cannot rap. I understand he has legend status based on the group, the time, what they accomplished, the notoriety they have. I'm not disrespecting Chuck D or Public Enemy or anything of the sort. But I do not look at Flavor Flav as somebody who is a talented individual. Like, I don't know. I do not, besides him being like a guy who's willing to, wear his hat sideways and wear a big clock on his neck, I'm always wondering, like, what type of skills did he provide to that group? Like, they couldn't find anybody else to do what he did. Like, Chuck couldn't wear that clock on his fucking neck.
Yeah. What did he bring?
Yeah. What does Flavor Flav bring to the table? Besides the whole, he goes, Flavor Flav.
Yeah, like, that's what you just did it, so anyone could.
That's what I'm saying. I did that with barely any voice. Come on, Flav ain't that cool. Shout out to Flav though. Oh, Flav was also married to the girl. What's her name? She was.
What was her name?
She was in Rocky.
Bridget
Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah. She's, what is she, like 6'4", 265, something like that?
Damn.
She's super tall. I think.
Let me stop, man. I apologize, Bridget. I'm sorry. She was not 6'4", 265. I was reading off like her Madden stats, but she was considerably taller than Flav. I think she's about 6 feet tall, maybe. I think she was like a model back in the day. She's also in Beverly Hills Cop 2. I think in the entertainment industry, she was considered a beautiful lady back in the day. But by the time she got on Flavor Flav's show and they were married.
They got married?
You didn't know they were married? Yeah.
He was married to Sylvester Stallone as well.
Yeah.
Did they meet? They didn't meet on that show, didn't they?
I think they met like on a celebrity couple show, I think.
Yeah.
Or a celebrity cooking show or something weird like that. Steph, look that up. When did they end up getting married?
Oh my, I forgot about that.
And she's 6'1", by the way, and she's 56.
6'1", 56. Shout out to Bridget Nielsen.
God. Let me just see them together.
Yeah, seeing them together that's what made the show funny. This just turning into the show where we roast Flavor Flav. No one's in the chat tonight. You know what? I'm gonna say something in the chat.
Yeah, this crazy bitch.
I wonder if we should play some music. You know what? Maybe we should. Listen, if you're tuning in live on Track Talk Radio, excuse us while we try to find some info on Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen. But we're gonna take a short break because we're rolling into the second hour of the show, and then we'll be right back at around 8-ish. All right. Stay locked in. We got some Genuine that's about to play. Then we got some Futuristic and some Serious Jones. It's the Memechel Jackson Show, and it's lit. Play the damn music, boy.
So we met on the Surreal Life, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
God, they're the weirdest couple. I totally forgot about them.
Hello.
Yeah, in 2004, Nielsen and Flav met on VH1's The Surreal Life before their unexpected romance was documented on a spin-off show called Strange Love.
What?
Yeah.
She get pregnant?
Yeah, then it says something about him gushing over her pregnancy.
This thing says
But
baby
I
bump
think
watch.
somebody else.
Brigitte
Excuse
Nielsen
me.
is 54 and pregnant.
I mean, Flav, I think right before the summer ended, I think on like one of the podcasts that I did, I talked about how Flav got a girl pregnant. Steph, look that up. I swear in 2019, Flavor Flav had a baby. And he's got to be like 106 or something by now.
Did they have a baby?
Yeah, but why would you want to have a baby at 54?
Why not?
That's what this thing was saying too. It'll be like when the baby's 6, she's going to be 60 years old.
Yeah, like she's.
What are you going to like?
Yo, is that your mom? No, that's my grandmother.
She's going to be 72 when she graduates high school.
Of course, that's my mom.
If she's even there.
Yo, shout out to anybody who has really old parents. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I'm only laughing because just thinking of the thought of just like, what do you do when you're at that age? By 60, you're ready to like hang it up. You don't want to move quickly. You're not trying to wake up at all hours of the fucking night. You have a strict dinner time at 5, bed by 8, up by 5 a.m. the next day, rinse and repeat. A kid throws all of that off. How at age 54? F no.
AF no.
Like I have to give myself a cap.
Flav had a baby in October. Yeah.
I knew it because we talked about it on the show.
That.
Yeah. Damn, that's freaking gross. Shout out to that baby though. Hope it's healthy. And I hope it doesn't look like Flav.
He was born. No, he looks cute. There's a little picture of him.
Nah, don't try that because a
July
lot of babies look cute.
2019.
We'll check back on that kid in 5 years.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I was a cute baby too. Now look at me now. Ugh. It's good, not great. Oh my god.
Next story you have is the Georgia sex trafficking or sexting. 14 arrested in Georgia child sexting.
Oh yeah, and then they had the dean of Valdosta State was on there too.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
He tried to meet a person he thought was underage for sex.
Oh, you know what's crazy? And I think I've told this story a bunch of times. I never will say these young ladies' names because I know them. But there's a girl that I went to high school with. Her dad got caught up in some shit like that. It was a guy that like we knew. He would hang out at the rec center that we worked out at and shit. And he was like a city council member. And then they ended up catching him in some little sting. And then when they took him off suicide watch, I think he ended up like taking his own life or something like that. But that shit was crazy. Like it's like a guy you know, and then he ended up being on like To Catch a Predator or some shit like that. And the one that he was in was like big time. Like I think they had like the whole FBI and all that shit. It was crazy. I don't know. They probably send the FBI for everything, but still, it was pretty crazy.
That's the only. I think those are the only stories, unless I'm missing something else.
You know what? I gotta check my stash, cause maybe. Oh, this is Flav's baby. Oh,
yeah.
Little guy, he's a cutie.
Oh, were you gonna talk about Antonio Brown's music video?
Oh yeah. As soon as we come back from break, we're talking all about Antonio Brown. Because then we're gonna, it's been a while since we talked about mental health, and so I want to give people a prime example of when not, this is how long you don't want to wait to seek help, because then you end up like this. It's gonna be bad news for you. We got 1:45. Cheese, what are you doing? Are you looking up Flavor Flav stuff?
No, sorry.
Oh, I was about to say if you're doing a deep dive on Flavor Flav, fam, we gotta get your life upgraded somehow.
Wow.
Flav is not the end all be all. Okay, so Steph, we've been watching Snapped again, and so what I was thinking is we need to try to. I think we should reach out to that girl. We should write her a letter.
Oh,
the murderer?
Okay.
Hell yeah.
We're using your address.
We're not coming in contact with a known murderer.
What if we can get her to do an interview on the show?
Why?
Why the fuck not?
You're gonna be. Oh my god.
To have a person who was on Snapped be on our show? Yeah, we want to talk to everybody, not just the good guys.
Okay.
So what are you gonna ask? What are your questions gonna be?
Why? We're starting with why. Why did you feel like that was your only option? That's literally my only question. Was there no other option for her? We got 25 seconds. Can we get her info somehow?
I could probably. I mean, I have friends I think that are still in contact with the family.
Yeah, we should try to get her info, see if we can get her on the show. Not to like exploit her in any type of way, but just to really try to talk to her, see if she wants to tell her story or if she has anything to say or, I don't know. Maybe she wants to dole out some apologies. Welcome back to the Memechel Jackson Show. I'm your host, Memechel Jackson. We're in here talking about seeing if we can try to get, I got heartburn and gas. I'm in here burping, snorting, and farting and shit. But we're trying to see if we can get somebody who's been on Snapped or any type of serial killer documentary and try to see if we can get them on the show. I've talked about this multiple times. I'm not kidding about that. I genuinely want to see if we can just get one of these people to come on the show. I don't think it will be that big of a deal. I mean, they're not actually going to be on the show. It's going to be a phone call. It's not that serious, right?
Your phone.
I'll call from my phone. What's going to happen to me? Well, they're going to get out and then like try to come stay at my place? Nah.
No, you're just going to get all the phone calls from then on out.
Yeah.
With his friends.
You don't know what they're going to do.
Next thing you know, I'm going to see you on Love After Lockup.
Nah, fam, listen. You guys know how I am about my phone. When you call me, what normally happens?
Yeah, we probably wouldn't even get the interview because you won't answer.
There we go. So good luck calling me from jail. Yo, you know what? Remember how I had told you, and I feel bad. I do feel bad because now I'm realizing it don't take but a second to pick up the phone, but I'm somebody that does not like to talk on the phone. So shout out to my homie Eric Mims from back home. My man Eric hits me up and he says, yo, one of our homies who I think is actually still locked down in jail. It's one of our homies. He was like, yo, Eric wants to get a hold of you. I don't know if he wanted to talk to me or if he wanted to talk to Doug. But Eric goes, yo, can I give so-and-so your number? And I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah. Not thinking that I'm going to be somebody that he actually reaches out to. And shout out to my man. It's no disrespect. I do not talk on my phone. So if you have been calling me on the phone, it was not likely that you were ever going to get a response. My man probably called me from jail, probably, and this is just in like a month period, 55 times maybe. Like the phone was, it seemed like it was a lot. Now, I will say this, and I could actually be super duper wrong. So the first time this specific number called, I picked it up on one of like the last rings that it had. I think he had hung up. And it gives you all like the info. And so after that, when that number would pop back up, I would just ignore it. So it could have not been him, and it could have been a number just calling from the same region or something like that, which is likely because we're all for being from the South, I have a lot of numbers, like it's not surprising that a number from that area will call me, but I think it was him. So, Corey, bro, I hope everything is good with you. If I'm sorry, like I said, I don't answer the phone, bro. And I don't want to say you should have sent me a text because I don't know your situation. I don't know if the prison that you're at has those capabilities. So hit me up when you get out, bro.
Is he still calling you?
No, I actually hasn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't answer the phone. There's a lot of numbers that call me all the time, but if I don't have the number saved, I definitely am not picking it up. I don't pick it up when I have it saved. Y'all know that. Y'all call me all the time. And half the time I don't pick it up, or I'll text you back immediately and be like, yo, what's up? You need something? But some people get the quick answers. It just depends on who you are. All right, so I feel like it's always good to talk about mental health and understanding that it is important that we all take the time to take care of our mental health, seek the care that we feel that we need in order to press forward in this horrible amusement park ride called life. Somehow we all ended up in a line. You get on this roller coaster, it shits on you for however many years, and then you end up being off of it. This is how life works.
So depressing.
No, come on. Look who our president is. Look at the last 2 days of our lives. People are in a panic over coronavirus now, and I hate it because I've actually seen it with my own eyes just being out at the grocery store. I see the way that certain people now look at Asian people, and my heart aches for them because you can tell that person out of fear is looking at them like they're a disease-infested creature, all because they're ignorant and they don't understand. This is a shitty place. Humans treat each other like trash. We let people sleep outside and freeze to death while other people live in mansions. I mean, you remember when 50 Cent lived in Mike Tyson's mansion? You know how big that house is? A house with 50-something rooms. He lived there by himself. It's not a knock on him. I'm just saying, like, we have people who do things like that while other people suffer. Shout out to 50, though. 50's the man. But we have all these things. It's because the way life is set up, it's kind of set up in a very shitty way. So I don't feel like it was that depressing. I'm just kind of telling it like it is. But anyway, mental health is important. Do not be like Antonio Brown. Throw away your entire NFL career and then just decide that because you are black, wealthy, and black, that you can become a rapper. Rap ain't for everybody, bro. It's not. Have you seen his music video?
No.
Antonio Brown.
Is this new?
It is new. He's definitely worse than Nick Cannon.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let me backtrack. I don't want to, because that'd be disrespecting Nick. Nick looks like a rap god compared to Antonio Brown. Nick Cannon's not a good musician.
Confused. I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too.
Are we sure it wasn't a joke?
No, he's been like performing.
Where?
Excuse me. at clubs and shit, wherever he's like staying
Wherever
at.
they'll let him.
Yeah, he literally has
They
been.
probably
like,
thought it was a joke too, and they're
Bro.
like, "Oh wait, you're serious?"
Of course, there's parts of the video that are shot at a football field. Why would? Yeah, it wouldn't be a video with a former NFL receiver without having a couple of shots of him being on the field.
We don't already know where you came from. But...
Steph, do you remember any of the lyrics?
No, I do not.
Good.
Let me see if I can look it up.
I don't want to know what they are, honestly. But I kind of do want to know some of the lyrics. I couldn't get past the visuals. Obviously, there's, motorcycles, cars, all his goons, girls. It's a typical rap video.
Just collect all of the typical things that are in all the characters that are in a rap video.
Yeah. So he definitely is able to like portray the part. The part that's lacking. So you know how we started this? I said, have you seen AB's music video? I should have just said, have you seen his video? Because the music portion was awful.
Yeah. Can't really be classified as a music video.
Exactly. That was the part where I was confused. I was like, is this just a video or is this a music video? And he was definitely trying to imitate what a person might look like if they were trying to do music.
Lots of trying in there.
Yeah, a lot of trying. Steph, do we have the lyrics pulled up? Ooh, you know what? I wonder if his shit is on iTunes. Let's see. AB.
Oh, search his whole name, man.
I think that it's so. You know what his song is called?
I just sent you the lyrics.
So he's got the song. One song's called "Official."
A whole lot of money.
There's a track called "Bad Decisions." There's a track called "Andrew Luck."
Oh, let me look and see what the video was that you sent me.
Fucking AB.
I didn't know you had more than one.
All right,
Bad Decisions.
Steph sent the lyrics, so let me read the lyrics. Whole lot of money, whole lot of money. I got a whole lot of money, whole lot of money. I got a whole lot of money. It says that 3 more times, and then he says, "You can't hold nothing from me." Oh, already it's fire.
God.
All right, let me get into the first verse. So, word around town, I'm the MVP. And then he'll say, MVP. I'm who the young boys watch. Yeah, they envy me.
Oh my God.
They watching on my clocks. Yeah, they jocking me. They keep me on the wall. They acknowledge me. I'm dead. And honestly, it might only be garbage because I'm reading it. I bet there are, this is funny. So when I'm looking at this shit on Instagram, it's always funny when you're seeing the video or the picture, but then you can look at the comments while the shit's playing. So I'm hearing him rap, and then I'm reading where people are like, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. You're the greatest of all time. Or then the next one's like, this is what real music is. This is what the streets have been waiting for. Like,
no.
People are saying that?
It's stuff like that. I was paraphrasing. Those are not direct comments. I thank God they weren't. But it's literally people are saying shit like that to him. And I'm like, yo, I know that these people who type that shit, I know when you heard what I heard, you were not thinking that shit was hot. There's no way you heard that and you were like, yo, AB got one. Fuck the NFL. Might as well just be a rapper now.
Why did it take him this long?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like you should have been dropped this, bro.
Talent?
Yeah. Nah, none of y'all were thinking that. Should have just kept it real like I did. And what I did is I put 3 of the haha emojis and I put the trash can right after.
Let's stick to your day job. That's clearly not working out for you. You gotta find something else.
All right, let me read this next part. and I be strapped up to my drawers, to my effing cleats. They buying all of my stocks. Yeah, they invest in me. Who's investing in you, bro? You lost like 50 million last year.
Yeah, everybody's uninvesting.
Exactly. Need 50 from the front. We gonna play for keeps. Oh my God, Steph. What song are these lyrics to?
This one is to Whole Lot of Money. That's the name of the song.
I guess I should have guessed that since that's written on the chorus 1,700 times.
Yeah, he really hammers that home at the beginning too.
Yeah. What's your opening sentence?
Oh, I got
a whole lot of money. I just figured I'd start with that and we'll see where the pen takes me.
I don't think this is it though, because I don't think this is the same song that you sent me the video to.
No, I think I sent you something different.
Yeah, this song says that there's a video that's shot in black and white and it's outside of somebody's mansion. And he's in a fur coat, sparkly sunglasses.
Oh, God.
But this was from January 7th, 2020. So I don't know. I'm Googling trying to see any other new songs, so I don't know what that one was that you sent me.
I don't know. I didn't even look to see what the name of it was because as soon as I saw the visuals for the video, I was dying laughing. So anyway, back to how we open this. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health is very important. Now, I know what some of you might want to say because I know on my Facebook lately, a lot of my memories have been popping up. There's a couple videos of me and my homeboy Keith on there. We're dancing in sync. We had a video. So no, let me go back. So when my homeboy got a Mac, and this is right when Mac made its return with Apple products, like they started making the comeback. iPods were hot, iPhone was hot. So we got a Mac computer. And then you could set it up to where you could do like the videos and take all the photos, and it was starting to do screenshot and all that. That's when all that shit started to pop. We were like, okay, bet. So when we were bored, me and Keith would just record us singing random ass songs. But there's one where we sing, well, I think it's like In Sync, I Want You Back, but we're wearing like, I think I got like an old brown blazer on with like a beanie and a scarf. Like we were just being stupid. You might look at that and be like, yo, these two niggas have CTE, because that's the same thing that they're saying to Antonio Brown when he's in these videos. I'm telling y'all, I don't have that. I'm just a goofball. This is what I do for a living.
That's different.
This guy is practically insane. Because
he's like promoting it as serious. You guys would have never promoted that as your serious business I don't endeavor.
Know. Who had a better record? Me and D-Red and Maverick with butt naked in the club, or AB?
God, probably AB, unfortunately.
Definitely butt naked in the club.
Thank you.
He has more notoriety, though. I guarantee you he's gotten more just because of he is who he is.
Yeah, but he needed to be a famous football player to get 2,000 views.
Well,
we got 2,000 views effortlessly, baby.
You didn't. Oh, okay.
Last time I checked it, there were like 2,100 views on that video.
Okay, how many has AB?
Well, it's been 10 years though, so that's not saying much.
Yeah, there's 2,106.
Well, I mean, he's famous, so he had a slight advantage over us.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's why you can't really compare the two.
Searching for the lyrics, which says somebody made a video. Antonio Brown made the worst song I ever heard.
It was. It's one of the worst songs.
It was awful. I literally was like, is this a joke?
Like so I'll tell you this. There is a diss track that's been made about me. Back when I was a rapper, I had some rap beef with some guys, and some guy in London made a diss track about me. The record is actually called Nick is Gay. The song is awful. It's one of the worst songs I ever heard. That song is better than all of the records that AB has put out. And I almost want to play it. But then again, I'm like, nah. I can play it for you guys later. I got to find it. It's on my phone somewhere. Or it's on if I can ever get my Toshiba open, it's on there. Yeah. But yeah, it was a whole diss track, and it's got a hook and everything. I'm not gonna sing it on the air because obviously we don't use that word anymore. But back in 2009, I guess people were, especially in the UK, they were still using that word as like I guess maybe they're still calling people the G word as a slur, right?
Derogatory or something.
Yeah. I don't know. It was weird, but this track was not good. AB's rapping is not good. That's why I say not taking care of your mental health is not good. People stay on top of that. I don't want you to end up like him. I do have a question for you ladies, though. Have you seen where, and this is mainly, I want to know what you think about females that go back to guys that publicly humiliate them. So I've seen videos, photos where AB's baby mom, they're back rocking as if none of this shit that has happened.
Seems to happen and be swept under the rug a lot easier when someone has a lot of money.
At this point, I'm left to wonder, does he even still have a lot of money?
I'm sure he does.
Probably burns through it, man. All the finances, expenses that he probably has, houses, cars, feeding families, kids, this and that. I don't know. So, Steph, did you hear my question?
Yes, I heard it.
What do you think about that?
Like if I would do that myself, or
well, not necessarily. I honestly, I just want to know what you ladies think about other females who allow themselves to be publicly humiliated by the men that they're with and then go back to them.
So, I may have somewhat of a personal experience with this, but I wasn't publicly humiliated, I guess, in a sense, because I did go back to my kid's dad and had another baby, but that turned out to be, try to give him a second chance, and then learned out that I was a fool. So damn. I can see how maybe somebody would, like, if they went through something and that person said, I've gone through counseling, or I want to make it work, or I want, this or that. I could see how potentially somebody could go back. I don't think that will be successful, but also I could see how a lot of women, when they're with somebody with a lot of money, they make their decisions based on that and not actually their, not thinking with the right mind, thinking with, what security and getting money and all of that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'll say this, and thinking about maybe your situation, I could see, or a situation like that, I could see how if somebody put in time and you knew they invested time into working on themselves, and then they came back, I get it. And then if maybe they backslide, and then maybe you're like, okay, well now I'm really done, and then you walk away from this, whatever. I get giving people second chances.
I mean, it's
totally get
fool
that.
Me once, shame on you. Fool me
exactly.
Twice, shame on me.
But I think when you look at a situation like AB, where it's every couple of weeks,
right,
it's something. I can't imagine that he's made strides.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine that he's made strides big enough at this point that would lead her to believe that he's a changed man, to where she could go back into that situation and be happy and carefree. That doesn't seem.
He's been spending too much time on his rap career.
Bro, I saw a classic meme today where it said, what's it say? Or it
maybe if he spent that much time on counseling, he'd be a changed man.
But what did that meme say that I posted? It says something like, a real man doesn't just pay half the rent, or doesn't make his girl pay half the rent. He makes her pay the whole thing so he can focus on his rap career.
I think I saw that.
Yo, I'm dead. You know why? Because I know 3 people from back home that do that and are still doing that. And you know what? I will say this, as a struggling rapper, I probably, finessed my way onto some couches and floors. You kind of do what you have to do when you're I'm trying not to eat ramen every night, but I'm trying to be on the next Making the Band episode. You do what you got to do. But that's a regrettable life to live. I will tell you that. I hate it. Thinking back on it now, there's a part of me that I knew that I was not cut out for music. I wish that I would have never even embarrassed the craft by attempting to do it. And AB should feel exactly the same, because on a talent comparison scale, I'm much more of a talented rapper than AB ever will be.
Yeah,
that is facts.
Way more.
But what I'm saying is, bro, hang it up. Don't disrespect rap like that. It's not worth it. You're making yourself look foolish. But anyway, Steph, what's our next topic?
I feel like there's one that I'm missing that we were going to talk about. Hold on. I just had it when we were talking about that. Let me go back.
I was just thinking of something I wanted to ask y'all, and I totally forgot to. I wish we would have had Sherry on the show tonight. Shout out to Sherry. Sherry, if you're listening. Sherry texted me, I think, this morning or yesterday with some big news, but she didn't provide a lot of details, and I want to announce that shit because I want people to acknowledge her for her accomplishments, but she hasn't provided any info, and it's something that happened with the radio station, something that's hopefully propelling everybody forward. So I think it's a good news situation. So we need to try to get Sherry on the show this week or next so we can figure out what's going on. Because she literally hit me up and she was like, guess who just did this? And I was like, hey, congrats. And then she's like, I'll let you know the details. And then I just haven't talked to her since then. Or I think I have, but it was about today and like the potential cancellation of the show. Yeah, we almost didn't have a show tonight because my poor car, Gus started to malfunction while I was on the freeway today. And I think what it was is that, shout out to Firestone. Firestone does great work. But I don't know, man. I don't think they put my spark plugs in right, because when I was trying to, do my best speed racer impression on the freaking freeway, my thing started farting like it was messing up. And then I think I blew one of the spark plugs today.
Maybe that's your sign to just relax a little.
I feel like I live my life at a quarter mile at a time. Is that what he says? Dang, I ruined the line. What does Vin Diesel say on Fast and Furious? I live my life a quarter mile at a time. I don't know. He says something stupid like that. But yeah, I'm just always trying to be like Vin Diesel and, the great one, R.I.P. Paul Walker. Live on the edge, drive fast, something, 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 something. I think that's the catchphrase.
Yeah, I mean, you're killing it.
I'm killing it tonight, man. I don't really know all the catchphrases. I know pieces of them,
Mm-hmm.
All right, Steph, what do we got?
I can't think of what I was going to bring up. It wasn't a story.
I thought there was something that was on the list. My bad. Hold on, because I have other stuff in here. I thought there was just more stuff that you...
No, something popped in my head that I wanted to bring up, and then I couldn't remember.
Okay, how about this?
You guys can't see that story. I guess there's some story about a little boy that was abused by his parents. I will not read it.
Oh, is it Gabriel Martinez or something like that?
I guess it just was horrific. Like, they just were sentenced to 25 years in prison. I won't read it though. I can't read.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Today is not a day where I want to hear about anyone getting abused. That might send me into a rage.
Yeah, so it's not.
How about this? I do have a question, and I want you guys to answer, and then I'll give you my answer. And if you didn't poke fun at this story, then you can just say I didn't make any funnies about it, so I don't feel any type of way. But do you feel bad for making fun of the little kid who was a dwarf who we all think finessed people out of money? I phrased that horribly.
I feel like it was everyone who basically made fun of him without knowing the facts, we just basically bullied him again.
So
I don't think I know about
so
this.
did you just called me a bully then? Great.
Yeah, look.
All right, first, I don't think I'm a bully. So okay, so
No, I don't think you're a bully. I'm just saying, I think with like, but could you imagine
You
being
bullied
somebody
him
who was bullied and the story comes out and then all of a sudden it goes viral and everybody's saying all these awful things about him? Like how he would feel. I'm just saying that. I'm not calling you a bully.
Yeah, no, I know. So apparently there's this young kid, and I guess the young kiddo was getting bullied at school. He's a dwarf, so already has that going, and so kids were giving him a hard time supposedly. But there's a video that shows him crying, and it was very dramatic and heartfelt. And then people started like reaching out, and then another celebrity who was also a dwarf like set up this GoFundMe so they could send the kid to Disneyland. I think by the time I did last Thursday's show, the GoFundMe was up to $700,000.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
To send this little nigga to Disneyland.
You don't need that much money to go to Disneyland.
So I will say we're gonna give an update. Shout out to the young man and his family. They agreed to give a large portion of it to other charities, but they were still planning to keep some. Because we obviously knew y'all weren't gonna say no to all the money. Let's face it, people are not saying no to money that they don't have to work for. That's just the world that we live in. If someone was like, yo, we saw you getting made fun of on the internet for wearing a freaking headband because your haircut wasn't looking good, and if we're going to give you $500,000 in the GoFundMe, yeah, I'm going to go get another haircut. I'm going to look better, but I'm also going to keep some of the money. Y'all gave me the money. The money's mine now. So listen, if he was getting bullied, I'm sorry. Because and especially if it was because of his size and stature, there's nothing he can do about that. I always go to this when people try to, especially, and I hate to say it, but a lot of people will try to come to me and say that they've been bullied, and I'm like, well, can you tell me about your story? And they're like, yeah, see how I wear these glasses? But when I was a kid, I had to wear them, and kids used to make fun of me because I had glasses. And then I'll be like, you know what? Take your glasses off for me. And they'll take them off, and I'll say, how do you feel? And I'm like, I feel okay. Why didn't you take the fucking glasses off? And then maybe they wouldn't have been making fun of you. Because you see this, I can't take my skin off, okay? So when you guys are telling me that you're being bullied, I laugh because I know what it's like to really be bullied. I'm sure this little kid does too, if kids are really going at him at school and making fun of him because he's a dwarf. Now, I also saw a video where this young kid was saying the N-word, and they got him on tape and they posted it. A lot of the videos that he's in, it looks like they do them so they can gain attention and a following. So that's why a lot of us thought that the shit was fake. And so we made fun of him a little bit. Do I think I'm going to hell? Probably.
Did it come out that it was fake or not?
Was it worth it? Yeah. That's the thing. I still don't know. Steph, is it fake or is it not? He honestly, I think he's a little kid.
Fake.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere that they said it was fake and that the picture with the number 18 was his cousin's birthday.
Yeah.
And so he really is a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah. So they're saying that the part about it being fake is fake. So they're saying that he actually is a little kid and he was bullied and teachers were coming out and confirming it. And I'm fine with that. I get it because I know kids are ruthless. Kids get bullied and kids bully. It happens. But parents can fix all that by teaching your kid to be a little bit nicer of a person. I don't want to say, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to parent, but like that shit starts at home.
Be a parent. First of all, be a parent and stop trying to be your kid's friend.
Yes, I agree.
Sorry.
I agree. But anyway, my heart goes out to the young kid, but there was a part of me that was like, yo, we got people in Michigan, and I always will go back to this, but people literally in Flint have not had clean water. And we really had people tossing out their money to send some little nigga to Disneyland, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. I felt like
$700,000 in a GoFundMe. My nigga, you can buy a house for that amount of money.
Yeah.
That was all gonna be
Just
so he
think
could go
how
have a
much
trip to
great-
Disneyland. Was he about to sleep there for the next 3 years?
Yeah. What? You don't need that much money with Disneyland.
I'm trying to give him money so he has purchasing power at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, man. Like, I get it if you guys want to send some baked good. Like, what happened to the days when niggas sent a plate of brownies to your crib, or maybe like a gift basket with some like, you know, I don't know, some goodies in it, some soaps, a box of plastic bags, a couple
Get
of
well, gift basket.
exactly, a card and some shit, and just like a stuffed animal that says "keep your head up."
Yeah.
Like, what happened to those days? Like, I could see it if maybe y'all wanted to give him like a Make-A-Wish situation. I get that, like setting him up with his favorite celebrity or whatever. But $700,000 in a GoFundMe, that's people from all over our world just being like, oh, you poor thing. Cha-ching. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to go set one up.
Bro, I'm telling you, we need sponsors for the show. Like, fuck, I might as well just get on here and start crying and be like, man, I'm just tired of being mentally and physically and emotionally abused. And just be very vague about a situation. And then let people donate money and just be like, look, man, I just was being a little too hard on myself. And that technically is abuse.
Yeah.
I didn't lie. I didn't say who. I just said I was being abused. And then people are going to feel bad. They're going to donate the money. And then we're going to go to friggin' Disney World. And then we're going to eat at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Cafe?
Yeah. Yo. So,
is that a new spot?
don't do that. Don't make fun of me. I had that one coming though. I don't know why I said it like that. I wanted to put a lot of emphasis on because we using y'all money at this point. So I want you to know where we was at. The Hard Rock Cafe.
We're going to the Hard Rock Cafe.
The cafe. I'm telling you, I'm pulling up. But yeah, shout out to the young fella. Hey, listen, young man, if they're really bullying you, just remember the reason that they do that is because, especially when it's kids have no idea who they are. They don't know what they like. They're probably only doing it because they see other kids doing it.
Makes themselves feel
it
better
makes them feel exactly. It makes them feel better. They have no idea what they're doing, and their parents are to blame because their parents should tell them, "Hey, look, in this moment, you're being a shitty human, and this is not how you get by in life by treating people like shit. Hold your head up, young fella. Everything will be fine." You were getting made fun of on the internet because people on the internet try to take your story and try to flip that narrative. But it also kind of seems a little bit weird that the adults in your life are, putting you on Front Street and then starting to reap the benefits of some of your pain. So, not a diss to you.
Air quote his pain.
Well, I don't know how we associate I was bullied, so now let's just give you money. Like, how does that take that away?
That's what I'm saying. That don't fix nothing. Y'all putting all that money in a GoFundMe is not going to stop the same kid at 5th period every day from whooping the kid's ass.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything. Unless you want to tell. I can understand if someone was like, yo, I just paid for you to be trained by the same 3 people that trained Bruce Lee. Like, I would be like, that's an investment. We want to put some money into that so we can teach him how to get back. Or I just bought you 5 lessons with Dave Chappelle so he can teach you all the greatest roast jokes of all time. And then bully back. I don't know what to tell you, bro, but sending you to Disneyland, come on. That's not stopping the bully. He probably went to school the next day, still got bullied.
Yeah.
What is Disneyland doing?
It's funny you brought that up because yesterday when I picked up Isaiah from school, one of the recess, I think she's one of the recess teachers there, came up to me and wanted to let me know that Isaiah had to miss his morning recess today. And it was because she said, well, he didn't really do anything wrong, he didn't start it, but there was a kid and another kid fighting, and Isaiah went to go defend his friend. And in the process, the other kid, I guess, scratched Isaiah or something. He has the mark. And so I was like, okay. And so then she said something about, we try to have them not fight or whatever, or you know, he something about like him defending himself. So he got in trouble because he was defending himself. I said, but it was more so because he kind of got involved in something that he shouldn't have been involved in, right? Like he got in the middle of it when whatever. Yeah. So I told her though that I said, well, I teach my kids if somebody hits him to hit them back. I said, there's been multiple times here where, you know, he's been on the other end and nobody said anything. And then when he does something, you know, then it's like, oh, we're calling mom and we're writing letters and we're doing all this. And I'm like, well, why is it always, you know, my kid who is a good kid, like he's not a troublemaker. And the minute he defends himself in a situation, or there's other kids that are bullying him in a sense, I wouldn't say bully, but they're picking on him.
Yeah, bullied is a strong word.
Yeah, not bullying, but they're picking on him, you know. Yeah, and so I let her know, like I teach my kid to hit him back. If somebody's gonna come up, I tell him don't instigate it, don't start it. But if somebody's gonna do something, you need to defend yourself. So
yeah, I think it's important, man. Like, and I think it's important for both parties. The kid who's getting bullied and the person who's doing the bullying. It's important that one of these people actually step up and put a stop to this situation. You hope that it's the person being bullied, because then it teaches the kid who does the bullying that, hey, this is not what I should be doing to people. So I want to tell y'all a story about the time I changed this bully's life. So in the late 90s, 99 to be specific, one fateful Christmas, and I told this story before, I thought I was going to Florida to hang out for a week or so during the break. Apparently, I was going back to live in that motherfucker. And so I showed up, and I think I was in 8th grade, so the second half of middle school. At the middle school I went to, when the kids would get A/B honor roll, they would give them these little lanyards, and it would have like a little name tag or says some shit like I made the honor roll, da-da-da-da-da. So I go in the bathroom, I'm taking a piss, doing whatever, and there's like 10 people in this bathroom. And this little short, fat white kid named Colin, he starts hitting me with this lanyard, calling me black boy. There's only like 3 black kids at our school. It's me, my brother, and then this other kid, Brandon. And so I'm still handling my business, because this is midstream. Buddy's hitting me with this lanyard, hitting me in the back of the head, hit me on the shoulder a couple times. So this, I'm telling you, is how you put a stop to these bullies. And I'm not, like I said, kids should not be watching the show. I'm not recommending that anybody do this, but I'm letting you know that bullying can cease to exist when you take action. Buddy hit me with that lanyard one more time, so I zipped my shit up. Right across his fat face, and I slammed his head into the fucking toilet. And after that, the worst thing that happened to me was that I just walked down the hall one day and had kids yell the N-word at me, but at the same time, they all kept their distance, because at that point, they understood that it was more likely that I was going to react, and if I end up reacting, your head is going into the fucking toilet.
It's better not to do anything.
No, I feel like I didn't do anything for the first 50 to 100 times that I got bullied in school.
For them not to do anything.
Yeah, it's better for them not to do anything. But after that time when Buddy was hitting me with that lanyard, that's when that shit all began. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started really just being like, fuck it, I'm going to mix it up with everybody. Yeah. Say something disrespectful, you're getting smacked. Like, it is what it is. And then it also helps when you grow into a giant. So that was an added benefit. But I think at that time in middle school, I was probably 5'5", maybe. 8th grade, 5'5", 5'6". I wasn't a tall kid. I was short, chubby, jacked up teeth. I was a loser. I get it. You want to make fun of me, but hey, I didn't want to get bullied. I got tired of that shit. So some of these kids, they got to just step up, man. You got to take control of your life. You're not always going to have people that's going to be around to do that shit for you. And then what, are you always going to just be the person who's the prey? Like, I know young fella that we're talking about, obviously, like, he's only going to be able to do so much, but like, that was my whole thing. As I got tired of always being the fucking victim and then no one doing anything. And even when I would tell my parents, because my parents knew I was such a bad kid, it was probably likely that I started the shit that I was in, but I still was getting my ass kicked all the fucking time. And I got tired of that because even when I would tell them, they wouldn't do nothing to help me. I get it. I probably had it coming. But even still, you're not going to let the big kids beat up on the little kid all the time. Shit. I told you the story about how I got stomped out that one time. All because some chubby kid was messing with me. It's always the fat kids messing with me because I was fat. Fat people mess with other fat people. The little kid messing with me on the bus, so I started messing with him. The next day, JoJo's got all his whole entire. That's why you don't mess with Latinos. And I'm telling you that as part Latino. You do not mess with these people unless you have an army with you, because there's always 10 to 12 brothers, sisters, cousins, all of that shit. It's both sides of the families. It's their families, everybody. Tell me why there's 20, 30 niggas waiting for me when I get off the school bus. I'm in middle school, fam. Middle school, getting chased around the block for 2.5 hours and then getting stomped on, all because I was messing with this little short fat kid on the school bus. But do you see? That's what bullying gets you. It gets you fucking stomped. You know what? I didn't do that shit again. And then I got mad because it happened to me. And the only reason I did it to that kid is because the amount of times that it happened to me. It's because kids are shitty. And you know where that shit starts? At home. You know the amount of times my mom told me, if I find out you're messing with kids, I'm going to whoop your ass. And when she found out, me and Jeff were talking about this shit the other day. I've been hit with everything you can think of besides a Tim. That's the only thing that I had never been hit with. Because in the South, moms wasn't wearing Tims. Shout out to everybody from New York. Shout out to my man, Just Jeff. We're always making Tim jokes. It's hella funny. But yeah, that's how you put a stop to that bullying shit, man.
Well, good for you for doing that, though.
Yeah, good for me for whooping that short fat kid's ass. Colin, if you ever see this, I wish I could whoop your fat ass again for what you did to me, trying to embarrass me in front of that fucking bathroom with those people in there. Shit.
I was trying to pee.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, bro. I was just minding my own damn business, trying to use the freaking bathroom. He trying to be a funny guy, calling me black boy and shit like that. Nah. I try not to overreact when it comes to the race stuff, but I have a few stories where like it's got racial and then I've turned into
the Hulk.
Yeah, well, there's that thing that was on my IG from last year where the guy pulled the gun on me on the freeway and almost blew my damn head off, and I didn't care nothing about that. Steph, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah, it was when I lived in Renton. I was like on my way to the gym, I think. It was when I was going to the gym in Buren. It's like 5 a.m. And this guy from where I lived in Renton, I left my neighborhood and he came flying past me when I pulled out onto the road. But I didn't think nothing of it. He just seemed like he's in a hurry. So we ended up getting on the freeway. And then I'm in my own lane. He's in his own lane. It's like I said, 5 a.m. There's no one on the fucking road. And he's like cutting everybody off, just doing like reckless shit. And so we start getting past like South Center and all that shit. And so we're going in over by the airport. And so they have all those lane changes and how the freeway, like when you meet, when 405 meets I-5 and all that shit. So there's all these interchanges, all that type of shit. Buddy cuts me off like 3 times. I'm in the very left lane because I'm always in the left lane or the carpool lane. That's just how I ride. Buddy had his window down, and after he cut me off one time, I pulled up next to him and I hit the horn. I was like, yo, man, what are you doing? He called me the N-word, and then he sped off. I see his brake lights come on because there was a cop that was ahead. So as I go past, and I'm still in the left lane, Buddy cuts me off again. And so I almost end up going on to the other side of the road as if I'm going into oncoming traffic. So I barely dodge this car, and I get back into the lane. Where my man messes up is that he actually stops when the light turns red. And so I'm sitting in the car behind him, and I'm fuming, and I tell myself, don't get out of the car. But just based on principle, I felt obligated to get out of the car and let him know that he can't disrespect people like that. So as I'm walking up to the car, he notices that I'm not a small human, and he starts to panic, and he's hauling ass to roll the window up because he got an old ass like Ford Explorer, so he still got the freaking hand crank. And so I can see him through his side view mirror looking at me. So as I'm walking up to the car, I smack the window hard as hell as he's rolling it up, and it rattles the shit. And I think he was so scared because he thought his life was about to be over that his only option was to pull the gun on me. So as I'm up to the window, he points the gun at me, and he has it in my face. So he's literally, you can see me on the live stream. This is how close the gun was to my face. But I don't care nothing about that because we're still this is a principle type thing. I have to teach you a lesson because my thing has always been like this. People who are over the age of 18, they think that they can do whatever the fuck they want as long as they don't do anything that's going to put them in jail. And I'm here to tell you that that's not how it works around me. If you do something stupid and no one else wants to check you and I feel like I am in a position to teach you a lesson, I will do so. So that's what I did. Smacked his damn window. He freaked out. He pulled his gun on me. And I've never seen somebody so shaky. So this is where I end up being lucky as hell because I'm lucky that at the rate that he was shaking, that he didn't accidentally just shoot me and hit me directly in the forehead because that's basically where he had the gun. Again, because I turned into the Hulk, the only thing I said to him was, go ahead, do that shit. And I called him some name. And he didn't do it. And I said, that's what I thought. And I slapped the glass again and I walked back to the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not advised. That's not a good story. And then I have another one where it was actually a friend of mine. Shout out to my man Brett. Me and Brett got into it and we were arguing over like some football game while we were playing Xbox. And buddy, he started calling me boy. But he was saying it like how when white guys say it to black people. So I'm giving him a shout out now because Brett came to me as a man at a later date. He apologized to me, owned up for what he did. He genuinely felt bad. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I trust and believe that he understood and he learned his lesson from this situation. So we're in the house playing some games, whatever, and we're talking shit about FSU football. My man gets a little bit frustrated because I'm talking trash like I always do. How I say teams are trash, I don't be feeling bad. It's really not that serious. It's all just jokes. He started calling me boy, so I start calling him bitch. And then out of nowhere, he says, call me bitch again and see what happens. And me being who I am, I immediately say, I want to call the bluff immediately. So I say it really quick. And Buddy comes flying over my friend Keith and over him and tackles me into the recliner that I'm sitting on playing games. Like I was crazy because I'm literally looking at the screen and then I get tackled. Keith separates us and then Brett goes outside and I hear him outside being like, tired of Nick always talking or he's saying something. And so I run out and I'm like, well, what's up with it then? Because at this point, I'm like, now you physically put your hands on me. Now I'm pissed. And he's still making his little comments saying, boy, and this and that, this and that. And I just got tired of it. I end up like kicking his car door or something. He gets in the car, he speeds off. And then he gets all the way down to his house. And I followed him to his home with a weapon out front of his house. And I waited. And he called me. And he pleaded for his life and the life of his family. I told him I was not there to hurt his family, but I was going to hurt him. And I don't know, very dark time. So I try not to get into Hulk mode because that shit turns out dangerous. But again, shout out to Brett. Me and Brett chopped it up. I can say on my end, fully in the wrong. I probably should not have been riding around acting like that. Definitely shouldn't have been making threats on people's lives. But I really was in a space back then where like I went that night fully intending to end up on a Snapped episode. Yeah. And then
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then and Brett, shout out to Brett. Brett produces music. He ended up producing a few of my songs after that too. Yeah, it's super crazy. This is a kid we went to high school with. And that was not the first time that him and I got into it. We got into it at like an outdoor basketball court one time. And I think I was spazzing out on him like that, like the same type of way. And it didn't get physical, but I don't think he thought that like I was serious. And I was like, bro, I'm dead fucking serious. And then his pops ended up calling me. And like, again, these are good people because his dad, knowing how a lot of white folks be acting, his dad probably could have just like called the cops immediately, especially based on my reputation. They probably would have just came and picked me up based on how I was threatening to take his life. And his dad just called me and had a conversation with me and just tried to come, explain to me, like, look, man, like, you don't have to be this. You don't have to do this type of stuff. You don't have to be this type of guy. And I actually thought about this the other day. I appreciate him for that because even though the town that we live in is full of like garbage ass people, I will say that Brett, his family, and especially his dad, they did try to do the right thing by me. And I did not deserve it based on the way that I treated him. So shout out to them. That was, like I said, the younger days when I was hulking out. I try not to do that shit anymore. But hey, man, I told y'all I used to get bullied a lot and I was not having that shit. And now I became a silent bully. If you wake the beast in me, I will take it all the way to a place that it does not need to be taken. So proceed with caution. Even in my old age, I'm still going to be scrapping. And that's what makes me nervous about having kids. Because if my kids get bullied or beat up at school, boy, you ever seen how they enter the matches at WWE when they come out to the theme music and they fling the doors open and they come? But I'm telling you, I'm coming down the ramp like The Rock, bro. My boombox, everything. And I'm coming in and somebody's getting the Stone Cold Stunner for me. Rock, Stone Cold, a Big Show, I'm going to be all of them. I'm turning into somebody they never seen before. Why is my kid getting messed with at school, bro? Can't do that. Can't do it. But anyway, that's enough of my stories.
I tried not to come across so defensive when I was talking to the teacher, but I'm like, I'm about tired of you guys always trying to tell me something, but then when he gets hurt, you're not calling me to notify me that my son was hurt, or I think one time like somebody had kicked him in the head a couple times, and when he went to the office to the nurse, and nothing was said to me. Nobody let me know.
You said kicked in the head a couple of times.
Somebody kicked him in the head a couple times at school. He got sent to the nurse. Nobody told me anything. He came home and told me, and then I went up to the school and was talking to the principal and the office and asking why I was never notified, what's going on, everything. And they said he was fine. I forget what the response was. It wasn't good enough for me. So now, like, if there's an issue, the principal will email me directly because I basically went up there and went off on them. I tried to be nice, but like after the third time, I'd asked the teacher and I'd asked the staff about like why I wasn't notified about something. Then I'm just like, okay, well, you guys just aren't listening. So let me get my point across another way. And so that's why I was telling her, well, I teach him to defend himself. So you guys don't want to be interested. We have a couple
they're not
teachers, and they do a good job watching. And I said, I remember being here, and the recess teachers were drinking coffee, talking to each other, and there were two kids fighting, and I had to go tap her on the shoulder and ask her, hey, can you help here?
Yo, that honestly, that sounds like I used to run this little program at an elementary school in Auburn. And some of, like, when we very first started it, some of the paraeducators that would be out there helping at PE, that like if the kids started fighting, they'll just like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Like, they'll put no effort in. I'm like, I know they're only like in the second grade, but like a couple of significant blows in the same spot, like they can hurt each other.
Yeah, and there was like a couple of their parents and I were trying to calm them down and get them, so separated from each other, and they were just over there like talking to each other. They weren't even looking. They didn't even see it, even though the kids screaming, crying.
That shit is wild. Well, all right. The live stream on YouTube is not over just yet, but the show on Track Talk Radio is just about over. We got about a minute left. You guys have anything you want to say to the listeners of Track Talk Radio?
Wash your hands.
Thanks for listening.
Wash your hands and thanks for listening. That's all you guys
Yes, wash your hands.
Wash your damn hands. And that is the name of this episode. You will find this on our YouTube channel. So I think it's just me, Memechel Jackson. I don't be knowing, man. Like, subscribe, do all these things, share, do what you gotta do, man. I'm getting ready to take a 36-hour nap. Cheese, thanks for joining the show. We're happy to have you. I'm not sure why you opted not to be on camera, but I have a feeling that they're gonna make jokes about me and the coughing and my sneezing, and they're gonna try to say I have coronavirus. You guys are gonna feel bad if something really does happen to me. Hope you remember that. But anyway,
no, I don't wish anything bad on you. I said you need to go get checked. You need to go get.
I will. Memechel Jackson Show. We're out on Track Talk Radio. I love you guys. Anyway, the live stream is still going on the YouTube. Do we have any final comments?
Yeah, I just wasn't on the live stream. I'm just too tired.
All right, Cheese is saying it's because she's too tired, not because I have coronavirus.
Well, partly that, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Partly corona, partly exhaustion.
Gotcha. All right.
Don't forget about our giveaway if we reach 100 subscribers by March 31st.
Listen, now that it actually is March, excuse me. By March 31st, we are looking to give away a $200 gift card if we can get to 1,100 subscribers. It could be you, it could be your mom, could be your dad, could be your brother, could be your sister, it could be your whoever. Just like and subscribe, share the show. We're going to have a random drawing. I think March 31st is on a Tuesday. Tuesday. That's going to be our last show of the month. We will pick a winner. No, it won't be me. No, it won't be Steph. It won't be James. Cheese, it could be you. Whew. It could be. Which could mean then it could be us. Because then you could share the wealth with the show. Yeah. Invest your money back into small businesses. No? All right. I don't blame you. But yeah, $200 gift card giveaway. We want 1,100 subscribers by the end of the month. So
we can do it.
Yeah, I think we can do it. We just got to get the buy-in from the people. So let's really push this episode. I think this one was good. We talked about a lot of funny stuff. It's got a funny name. Hopefully we get more people to tune in. Steph, you need to use that hashtag expert thing. Shout out to hashtag expert. Use that, and then when you're about to repost stuff, just copy and paste all the hashtags in the app, and then put them on the IG post, and then it spreads it out to more people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I have so many on there. Yeah, use that app.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right, well, ladies, it's been a good show. It's time to go. Steph, we'll chat later. Thanks for being on the show. Better. I appreciate it. I am going to feel better tomorrow, hopefully. If not, then I'm just going to be in quarantine. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Share this with all your friends. And then we'll be back next Thursday. It's the Memechel Jackson Show. And we are out. And